Hey guys, welcome back to another chess commentary. Today we're doing rapid actually. So I was recording some Blitz videos, and if you just saw my recently uploaded video, you would tell that I've not been doing very good in Blitz actually. I'm not particularly sure why. I'm probably not locked in, talking too much. But when I'm in rapid, on the other hand, I think I would do much better. Well, it's not proven. It's just a theory. We'll see. Mainly because times are slower. Things are less demanding. I can probably just chill out a little more and talk about life in general. So if this is what you guys want to see, just let me know. Of course, my opponents are pretty low elo as of now, mainly because I literally just don't play rapid on this account. I feel like my rapid rating on my main is fine enough. It's 2300, yeah. And I just think it'd take way too much effort to raise my rapid rating on my alt account to the same. So, and you might be like, why am I using an alt? Why don't I just use my main? Because I don't want to dox myself is all, but maybe we can talk about that later. So, we're just playing rapid. I don't actually know how to play this opening. I just know that white should be better in this position, like in theory, because I am up a pawn and his attack doesn't seem to amount to anything, but we will see. He has plenty time to decide, and I have plenty time to yap about life in general. Okay. Uh, Before I yap about life in general, I should probably get myself out of this mess though, because it is quite a mess now, I'm not gonna lie. If he takes off the pawn, yeah, that would be slightly problematic. Okay. Now what? So the issue is that his queen has the ability to come around and do funny shenanigans, and I do not like when that happens. Uh, I'm considering going here. If he goes here, I take this, queen here, pawn here, pawn here, pawn here, and I should be fine. So, sorry. I'm going to go here. He's going to have to... Okay, so never mind. That... That is problematic. The pawn here. Hmm. So if I do go h5, then I just die instantaneously. However... Well, no, if I go h5, this should be fine. Purely because... Purely because if he goes queen here, I can go this move, which then forces en passant. I trade the queens and just call it a day. Uh, and he gets his pawn back. Yes, he does get his pawn back, but then once again, I'm not dead. That's kind of the important part. Like the plot relevant point is that I don't die. Money is secondary. I don't care how much money I have if I'm dead. Just life advice. Exactly. Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, this shouldn't be that big of a challenge. This guy's 1800. Uh, if anybody of you guys know this opening, it probably looks like I screwed up, and I probably did screw up, but I'm not seeing anything concrete here yet, so we'll just see. Uh, yeah, so he takes here, takes here. Now I have this rook f2 idea, which pretty much just seals the deal for this position. Because what happens is, usually, rule of thumb that my teacher once told me is that the moment you can start protecting your king along this axis, it's pretty much just game over for the attack. Uh, of course, it's not like all inclusive. Like the moment you get your rook to f2, it's game over for him. It's just that generally, it's pretty much impossible to continue an attack once you know you're on the second rank. And now my question is whether I go queen up or rook up. That's what I'm pondering right now. I'm pondering. But they look the same to me, but you have to use discretion when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm slightly leaning more towards rook up, yeah. Because the rook on f2 is just a good square. It's just there's no downsides to it. It's just better than the rook on f1, so improve that. The queen, however, can go wherever it wants. It can decide where it wants to live, where what what kind of life it wants to lead. So the rook, however, is permanently going to be on f2 until we find it a better place. Next steps are to go d4, maybe queen d3, rook f1, or something along those lines. I mean, it's up to you know the bishop going there is quite problematic because he is attempting to queenside castle, and you know what that means, right? If he queenside castles, he can throw whatever he wants on the king side at me without even having to, consider the consequences. So I'm gonna go here. The idea is to go d4 without him getting his bishop to b4, but I don't think the bishop to b4 is even a threat, but just safe, more safe than sorry, right? We're gonna go d4. The idea is to go rook d1 and go d5 potentially, but then it doesn't look like I can do that purely based on the amount of pieces I'm counting. So the next order of business is potentially to go b4, b5, or a4, a5 and try to ruin my opponent's king structure. But that might be too slow if we consider the holistic review of the position and consider that maybe he might have something like f5 later and open up the position, and my queen will be weak on e2 because of this e3 pawn. So I'm going to uh try to hold the center while also going a4, because if you attack on the side of the board, of course they will attack in the middle of the board. He's going rook h7, which is a little concerning to me because if he goes here, he still can't even take my pawn. So there must be an ulterior motive, or he's just being stupid. There's only two cases. He's probably waiting for me to make a move, however, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to force him to play his hand a little bit. Right, so he's going to go over there, and I don't really catch what he's trying to do. He might want to go queen h3 to take the g-pawn, but then I'll just go rook g2. So, like, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's going to probably go queen h3 if I'm not mistaken, considering the amount of work he is putting into this. Yes, so I'm going to go here and completely nullify his attack. The move he spent 2 moves setting up with this rook here, queen here, actually 3 moves, and I can counter with 1 move. So in other words, net gain is 2 moves of tempo, which is good for me, right? Tempo is always good. And that's why you don't want to play shallow chess. This is actually what we call hope chess, where you just pray that your opponent will fall for some idea. Just because you see an idea that could potentially work doesn't mean it will work. And if it doesn't work, or it's not realistic, it's not an idea at all. Just because it looks pretty doesn't mean it does anything. Okay? Like, you just gotta have that in mind. I mean, I'm just lecturing. I'm lecturing 10, 1800. I mean, there's not much if it gets any higher, like 2200, 2300, I might actually have to lock in big time, and I will probably go silent quite a bit. But anyway, we're just gonna start a new series of rapid commentary, not blitz commentary. No, rapid commentary. If you guys like what you see, let me know. Right now I'm just yapping, but usually for rapid games, I have more freedom to talk about whatever I want. I can probably talk about life in general, but blitz, it will be more just concentrated on the game. So that's actually how I'm going to do it from now on. My blitz commentaries will be focused on the game, like what's going on real time, what I'm thinking consistently, like train of thought idea, right? Just a train of thought. My rapid will be more um yeah, whatever else, right? Because I don't really need to explain my train of thought for long games because it's kind of self-explanatory when it comes down to, like, I could just say a few words for each move and then just like talk about life. So yeah, that's how it'll work. If you guys like what you see, let me know. Okay. Now what? He's going to, of course I can't take him. If I go, my current candidate move is to go something like queen here, right? The idea is, actually, I might even just play it right now. The idea is to take, and then win the rook after he does whatever. After he takes the pawn. So in other words, he can't take the pawn. He has to move his bishop. And once he moves his bishop, I am chilling because I can go something like e5 or okay, yes, something like e5 maybe. He doesn't even bother to attack the pawn anymore. I was considering he might go something like bishop g6 to keep the pressure up, but apparently not. And now I just continue with my own agenda. Of course, I'm not going to push the center pawns because, sorry, I hit the mic if that made any noise. Of course, I want to push the center pawns because if I attack on the side of the board, your opponent's idea is to open the center of the board. So, like, I'm not going to do that for him. I'm just going to continue with my own agenda. If I take the c pawn, his b pawn takes, and life is good. He has double pawns. But if he takes with the bishop, I'll go d5. push him back even further. His A pawn is now weak. It's all perfect. Life is okay. So I'm going to take, as I said, my opponent seems to just not know what he's doing. He did spend an entire 3 moves trying to catch me on a cheapo, is what my current coach calls it. It's a cheapo. It's pretty much just a move that intentionally hurts your position, but praying for your opponent to make a mistake. And he says, actually, the funny thing is, it's okay to play these kind of moves in blitz, right? It's okay to play cheapos in blitz, mainly because that's pretty much the name of the game. Just the first person to make a mistake wins, and small tactical advantages, like small grinding advantages, don't really add up properly. As in, like, one move can ruin your entire game. So the whole point is to silence your opponent as soon as possible by trying to catch him off guard, right? It's just pretty much like fighting to death, right? But for rapid though, it's more like fencing a little bit. Like you just need to actually, I don't know if that analogy makes sense. I have a friend who does fencing, and he says it's very tactical and whatnot. Like it's also very instinctual, is what he says. So I don't think that adds up. My bad. Um, because he says like there's really no game plan, as in like once you go into the game, it's not like you can like cognitively consider every move you're making. Everything is pretty much just reflex, and you just need to have a read on your opponent. But yeah. Uh, what I mean is like rapid is more systematic. You every small mistake will add up, right? If I make a small mistake in the beginning of the game, it'll exponentially make the rest of my game more difficult, right? Of course, as you all know, it's easier to play when you're winning. And same idea, it's easier to play when you have tiny advantages, right? If I have like a point 0.1 advantage, it'll make my life much more easier. So in other words, every advantage you give up your opponent will make your opponent's life easier to gain more advantage. And it's just a positive feedback loop here, right? The more you lose, the more you will lose, right? So you lose an inch, you will lose 2 inches, you will lose 3 inches, so on. So the rapid is just all about grinding away. And actually, funny thing is, tactics barely occur in rapid games. Like they are pretty much non-existent until the very end of the game. Which okay, so he's gonna go Queen C1. Let's see. What to play? What to play? He is very problematic, very annoying, actually. That's the correct word. I'm just gonna call him annoying. Um, queen here, queen here. Actually, I'm gonna check him here first, then put my knight here so that he can't go to this queen move. But then once again, he has this check. Then I go to. I can't even retreat over there. Huh. This guy is being more of a problem than I expected. It's very interesting. Okay. Yeah, now what? Now what's the real question? Let's see. I go knight e2. He checks me here. I go king in, rook up, rook back. Takes, check, check. He is perpetual. That's not good. That's not good at all. What if I go something like knight d1? But that's incredibly passive, is it not? Uh, hmm. Okay, I have plenty of time actually. I have plenty of time to ponder the word. Uh, okay. Yeah, I admit that he played a good move. I am going to now play a very boring and tedious endgame. So if he goes queen c1, I'll go queen d2, force the queen trade pretty much, and then just grind it out to the very end. Actually, funny thing is, this is a really funny strategy I like to use against low elo players, especially like 1800s, 1900s. I like to trade into the endgame very quickly. It's actually a kind of like a counter, because a lot of people who play against higher elo players like to play these drawly openings like Carl Khan and whatnot. And A strategy you can use as a higher rated player is literally just to accept whatever they're doing, trade everything off, and then just grind them down to, of course, don't trade everything off. Like, leave a rook and a minor piece or something, but then just, like, grind them to death. Like, even if it's like, so you have like a 0.1, 0.2 advantage, chances are you can find some way to, shut them down. Uh, Queen takes e4, a4, I mean. So I'm thinking d5, takes, king takes, check, king here. And I just don't have anything. That's the problem. Did he calculate all of that? That's absurd. I'm gonna go here. Takes, queen takes this. I don't want him to take my pawn though. I'm being very petty here, actually. Whatever, we'll go for it. There's no way he has the balls to do this. Yeah, so you just grind them down till they give up, you know what I mean? You just sort of force them to make an error. Of course, it doesn't work all the time. A lot of people are very solid. They are very good at what they do. So it doesn't always work, but it's worth a thought, I feel. Okay, so he's not even gonna bother taking me. So he didn't actually calculate that. I thought he had it all down. Like he knew that he'd get away with it. But he is gonna get away with it. I mean, there's two attackers on the pawn, but like that gives me a move or two, doesn't it? Oh, sorry. Trackpad issues. Now what? Now what? So I'm thinking maybe here, queen takes this pawn. That's annoying, isn't it? Queen here. No, rook here, I mean. Okay, I'll just go rook here. The idea is to allow for this move up here. And then after bishop takes, maybe just push this pawn and just pray that he has to designate pieces to stop this pawn, right? He has to, of course, designate his bishop back. Potentially. I mean, if he wants to keep his queen here, then he doesn't. But the idea is my king is pretty safe now. He has no way to check me on the diagonal. He's probably going to go here, but then I can just knight block. Right? If he's going to go... Yeah, so now I'm going to just keep pushing. Let's see. This is interesting. This is very interesting. What if, takes. No, no sacrifice here. Not right now. Not in the mood for it. Go here, go here. Here, takes. Does he have anything concrete? No, he does not. So I'm just gonna go for it. Force his hand a little bit. His king is in a pretty unsafe position. Like a not safe position. So that might account for something. He is, of course, not gonna take it. He might actually have been able to take it, but, this guy won't do any risks at all. Very solid player. Okay, I'm gonna go queen d4. The idea is to go rook b2 to mess up his position just a tad more. There is no increment in this mode, is there? Yeah, that's actually something that I should probably keep in mind when if I play for continued rapid games, is that there's no increment. So once time gets low, time gets real low. Of course, I'm fine with trading, but on my own terms. Actually, he had this queen move here that would probably just instantly kill me. Actually, no, I can just go knight back. I'm making mistakes again when I'm low on time. It's it's actually just a habit I've been realizing, that I do make a lot of mistakes when I'm low on time. It's almost as if that's natural. I'm gonna go here. He's gonna take my pawn. Actually, no, he's not even gonna take my pawn. Alrighty then. Gonna go up here, come over here. You want my queen, you can have it, sure. And he runs out of time. And I don't even think I don't even think I played a very good game. Yeah, see, he's winning here, actually. I messed up in the end, didn't I? Yeah, let's take a look at the analysis. Okay, welcome back, guys, to analysis. I mean, I don't have my membership anymore, so it will not let me, like, actually look at, like, what percentage, what elo things we are, blah, 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 blah. So we're just gonna go by hand. Here we are, blah, 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 blah. This is all normal opening. Actually, I'm better here because he messed it up. I actually think he messed it up, but I did not capitalize because I don't actually know this opening. I don't actually know this opening very well. So I think I could have just got up a pawn here. Taking this knight is actually the correct move. I didn't see any, like, alternative, really. And now position's about equal. Takes, takes, takes. I actually like this position quite a bit. And which move did it consider? Yeah, it considers, I mean, both moves work. Actually, both are perfectly fine. Like, I was pondering it for quite a bit, but it's not necessary. This move is an inaccuracy for sure, yeah. And I'm just running things over here, just playing the game like normal. I mean, at this point, I just think I have the better position. Of course, I have to play this or else I just lose instantly. Um, King, pawn here. Do I take this actually? Yeah, I do take this. Takes this. I go e4, rook over. Does it like my move? No, it does not like my move very much. It likes the rook f2, rook f1 kind of move because it develops a piece, which is good. And this one is just sidestepping. I guess that's kind of makes sense. And this is all right. I mean, sure. Takes, takes. Game's on. Actually, this one, at this point, the computer says I'm pretty much winning. It wants me to go d5. Why doesn't it want me to go d5? If I go d5, what's wrong with him just taking? Oh, I see. I get it. The idea is to attack this pawn. I actually mentioned this in my analysis. I don't really understand why I didn't play that. Yeah, I should have played d5, just a double threat, you know. He has to deal something with his pawn. It's mainly for the pawn, because if he moves over, he just dies instantly. Okay, so I don't play that. I mess up a little bit, and you go here, go here. That's a good move on my opponent. I like this idea of rook f3 here. And I have just the wrong idea. This doesn't actually do anything for me, and I trade this off. I play 1, 2, 3 rook moves just to trade off for the other rook, which barely moved. So now I'm worse here, because notice how weak my king position is, right? There's just way too many holes, and my king is kind of in an awkward position with this rook here that can barely come around. And if I go rook f2, this pawn hangs. So life is not good. I'm playing defensively. He goes here. E5, d5 is a mistake. I was pondering whether he just, like, actually calculated any of this. In the moment, I just played it just to mess him up because he's low on time and whatnot. But of course, it's not the correct move. He takes here. I was actually surprised he didn't take like this, but it seems both work. King here, rook here, bishop takes, and now I'm of course a lot worse. I'm just pretty much Hail Marying at this point. Pawn here, king here. It's about even according to the engine. It looks like a lot worse for me. This is a blunder. What does it want me to do? It wants me to go rook e1. Why does it want me to go rook e1? I actually don't know. What if I don't do rook e1? Let's say I go somewhere random. Okay, that of course that loses for me. But, like, let's say I go somewhere. Like, there's not actually I don't even have moves to play. Oh, it's sort of like a Zugzwang thing where I don't have any moves to play. So this is the only good move. And this one doesn't work because if he takes me, promoting doesn't actually work properly. See, if I promote, I pretty much just die. Takes, takes, and then I die. Yeah. So this is what I miss. I actually miss this move. So I thought this was fine if he took, but apparently not. So he's not gonna take me, which is life-saving for me. I'm chilling here. Actually, I should have played knight f2. I was just considering this move, but too lazy to play it. Goes back here, check him here, check. I should take it. This is a blunder for sure. Yeah, as I said it during the game, I lose my rook immediately. Actually, I'm curious what happens if I go back. If I go back, he takes, and I lose my knight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looked pretty sketch to me too. So takes. I should take that queen. Why should I take that queen? Well, oh, okay, yeah. It's just bad all around, and he runs out of time, and I'm losing here. Yeah, I mean, overall, pretty scuffed game. Actually, I'm pretty disappointed that I've made so many mistakes in a rapid game. Maybe I don't know. I haven't played rapid in a while, but yeah. Okay, that's a game. Anyway, I'll probably be making more rapid videos if you guys like. Other than that, I'll see you guys around. Bye.